Hello again. Today we are going to be doing a flow proof. So at this point, you should have already learned how to write a paragraph proof and a two-column proof. A flow proof is just another way to show the reasoning of a proof. And this is done by writing each statement and reason in a box. So it all starts with a box. So we see here that we are given that angle JKM is congruent to angle NKL. And the reason for that is it's given. Next, the measure of angle JKM is equal to the measure of angle NKL. And the reason that is because of the definition of congruent angles. The definition of congruent angles states that angles that are congruent have the same measure. Next, we know that we can add the measure of JKM plus the measure of MKN. So I know I can add the measure of angle MKN to both sides of the equation because of the addition property. And I also know that the measure of angle MKN equals the measure of angle MKN because of the reflexive property of equality. And notice that I can flip-flop the order in which these two angles are added. So the measure of angle JKM plus the measure of angle MKN equals the measure of angle MKN plus the measure of angle NKL. And that's because of the commutative property, which tells us that we can add things in any order. Next, I want to direct your attention to this box here, because what I'm doing is I'm seeing that when I add the angles from this box here, these two angles, they become the angles JKN and MKL. Because when you add angles, they become one larger angle, and that is because of the angle addition postulate. Now that I have this angle JKN and angle MKL, I now see that they are equal to each other in measure because of substitution. And finally, I see that angle JKN is congruent to angle MKL, which is what we were looking for. That's what they wanted us to prove. And that's because of the definition of congruent angles. Because in this box here, I'm told that the measures of those angles are equal, but you'll see if I look up what I was asked to prove, I was asked to prove that the two angles are congruent. And the way we know that they are congruent is because the angles have the same measure. And their reasoning is, like I said, the definition of congruent angles. And here's your full flow proof.